Good evening, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Let's Get Into It with me, Shady B, and Mace Monroe. Why you got the shades on, Mace?
Hey, I was just channeling, some diva activity.
It was
Hey,
is Lil
Cleo.
Kim back? Is Lil Kim? Hey, Cleo, thank you for joining us.
No, I'm not going to give no little Kim today. Out of whack.
We was off last week, but we're back. We're gonna squeeze 13 and 14 together. I feel like we could do it because it was filler, although it was a few good moments in there and some growth moments. I don't know what the reunion is gonna be like because they said somebody got to fight. So
Yeah. Well, we're nearing down to the last episode. The season finale is next week.
This season went by kind of fast to me, and I felt like it was a good season, but I felt like we need a Mariah back. We need somebody like Mariah back because a lot of the drama was old and stale. And y'all hold on.
Are you liking Audra? I like Audra. I think Audra is a keeper. Hey, Yvette.
Thank you, Cleo. Hey, Yvette. I don't know what to say about. I don't have positive or negative, but what I can say is I think that Audra is funny. Her and her husband are funny. But other than that, I don't really have any feelings towards them. But
I want to see them back next season. I want to see more of them.
I want to see them back. They could come back. We need to get rid of Anila.
Yeah, Neela could go.
And she can go with her mom and cry and have her mom, Miss Gomez, clean the house and pinto beans in the house. And
speaking of Anila, did you see the way that she had to go bribe Miss Gomez to come back? Them kids are so happy.
It's a shame when you can't even take care of your own household that you need another woman to show you how to be a woman in your house. And it just seemed like a woman should take pride in their home, and
And you burnt frozen pizza. I was upset about that. I'd be upset.
Bugging is working, but it's not like you have to punch a clock. You work on your own time. You can pick and choose what days you want to work. It's not. I'm tired of her. I'm tired of her whining, and I'm tired of her flip flopping.
It was no excuse for her to, try to, pry Miss Gomez away from her family to come take care of them kids.
Gave Miss Gomez a check. They must have given
her
a check. They did,
because he said, whatever you want, Miss Gomez, you got it. Whatever you want.
And was she not living in the house before? Was she living somewhere?
That's what I was about to say. Was she? That's what I was about to say. Because I thought she lived there. Like, where was she going?
She was in the quarters. Like, y'all had her in the back of the house. Let me know. Now
I need to know where was Miss Gomez living, because the way that Anila is so needy, I thought she was, 24/7 on call. And they say, she can even stay with us. I was like, I thought she was staying there before.
And where they at it's a really nice area, but it's out almost in the middle of nowhere. So either you in a mansion or you in a trailer park, if you know what I mean. It ain't no in between. Either you up here or you down here. That's where a lot of people go with money they have land, they can build them a mansion.
So you're saying either you own the land or someone's squatting on the land?
Or I don't think that Miss Gomez,
somebody drove their trailer up on somebody's land and pitched a tent.
What I'm saying is they wasn't paying Miss Gomez enough to stay in the same neighborhood they were staying in. So she had to leave a mansion and go to somebody's trailer park, probably, the way rent is. I'm not saying she was in the trailer park, but
yeah, but she was just living at a lower standard
room in the end.
But I'm like, the kids are happy. I hope that Miss Gomez got a bag. I hope she came up, because this is a shame, Neela. I'm embarrassed for you. Like, how you can't take care of your own kids. You burning frozen pizza, like. It's a mess. It's just a mess.
Kieran might have a wife on the side, maybe, or not a wife, but maybe somebody he deals with.
Well, according to this episode, from what he said, jumping a little forward, in this episode, it sounds like he's the expert at cheating because the way he has said,
like to me, that's what I got from it.
That's what I got from. I was like, "Oh, Karen, you putting the guy on."
How exciting it is, and all this other stuff, and Audra's so stupid. Not Audra, Anila's so stupid. She's not. It's not clicking here. And he can do stuff like that with her.
Right, because I would have turned around and said, sir, like, so you mean to tell me you having a lot of, it sounds like he was having multiple one-night stands. Like, it's exciting because I'm not going to ever see you again, and then I got to come back and see you every day. Like,
she need to, make sure she go by the clinic every month and, get tested. Because, if he doing all that.
Well, I guess that's what happens when you burn frozen pizza.
So we are backtracking to 13 where Anila got robbed and they're kind of joking about it at the table saying, they're questioning. I don't feel like they were joking. I feel like they were questioning Anila. And some people were feeling like maybe she did it for attention. Some people are feeling like it was staged. Do you feel like Anila would stage this robbery?
I think she's a little too shallow and less than smart to stage this robbery. I don't think it was staged. I think it was probably a genuine shock to her because the way she looked like she finally got into the real world. Like she looked like, you just realize stuff, like something happened to you, but like, oh my God, this is life. Like for real.
Crying over empty boxes and stuff. And
yeah, that's what she was giving, like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened to me. Like,
well, it's like I said, it's been a lot of robberies of the rich and the famous in the city. Watch your money. You don't have to wear all your jewelry. You don't have to wear all your money on you. Keep your money in your account.
But the real question is, do we think Toya is a queen pin and she's ordering robberies? Like,
I would be offended if somebody accused me of setting them up to be robbed. Is it because I'm black? And I'm in the neighborhood. And then she did,
and then bouncing back to this current episode, she did mention, like, I'm not from the ghetto anymore. Like, I don't live in the ghetto anymore. That was a statement that she's not from the hood anymore. If I believe she said something.
Yeah, but I would have been really offended because I know it's not a lot of black people in that neighborhood. And for y'all to just be like, oh, they set people up, they set people to come rob you, I would have been offended.
Yeah.
But sometimes we don't control when karma hits. We never control it. So you never know when it's going to happen, what's going to happen. So you have to
right, because at the end of the day, we don't know. It could have been them damn kids that set her up for burning the pizza. It could have, the kids probably got tired. Like, either you get Ms. Gomez here, we taking all your stuff.
Somebody found out that you leave your door open or you always leave a window open or something like that. People are always watching. You have to be careful. That's why.
In those situations, you just never know because it could be someone that you least expect that set you up.
Right. So Dr. Jackie and Simone, they want to plan a group trip to mend the friendships. They're going to Blue Ridge where they started their first trip. In case y'all don't know, Blue Ridge is North Georgia. It's a mountainous area. A lot of people go there, go to the cabins in the winter. It's a nice little getaway. That's our little Denver over here.
So that's like y'all's, like ours, Poconos.
Mm-hmm. So that's where people go when they want to go to the mountains and spend a lot of extra money and drink wine and go hang gliding and stuff like that.
I would love to go because I did enjoy. I went to the Poconos a couple of times. I did enjoy the Poconos.
Cleo says she loves going to the cabins.
Yeah, the cabins are fun, like in the snow, like.
I will say it is beautiful up there in the mountains. I will say that area is really nice. It really is. Just the nature, the views, it is nice.
And the air is so crisp when you step outside.
And that part going into Tennessee, that mountain range, it's really, really nice. So we talked about Ms. Gomez coming back. They give her more money. Contessa and her competition that she had last week.
Woo! Child.
They had her bucket naked on Bravo, but she looked good.
Contessa looks good. She almost made me want to break up with Queen Latifah. I was like, wait a minute, I'm about to leave the Queen for the Contessa. Wait a minute.
She looked good.
Yes, because
body was there. You know, she just need a stylist. She just needs somebody to help her with her hair.
But Contessa looked good.
Her dress, you know. But other than that, for body, she got body now.
Yeah, and I'm like, how she got it that tight, that fast? Because when she was down to the Vegas eating all the lobsters and stuff like that, she didn't look like she was like that underneath them clothes.
Well, she probably, number one, she was only eating half an apple a day. You know,
I don't know, whatever she was doing, whoa, because her body looked awesome. She looked good. Like
she working out. She looked like she works out. And allegedly her husband is smacking it down, you know, smashing it down. You know, you got to tell him.
One way or another, he's beating it up. One way or another.
Emily said, fighting the effing.
Right, but I said one way or another, he's beating it up. So.
And the people said they loud. Like when they rent hotels, they said that Contessa loud and she's a screamer. That's what they said.
Oh my God, Contessa! No, she would have to shut up. Like,
let's have a conversation. If you want to express yourself in the moment, I don't feel like
it's just too much. Young just would turn me off. Like, just stop.
So right, like people, I don't like it. I don't like mute relations. If we're gonna have relations, I don't like having mute relations. You just sitting there like that's the old Color Purple way where you just
right because he gotta get on top of you and do his business.
That's not relations.
When Mister get on top of you and do his business on you,
and you what you do? Stare at him? You
lay there like you lay there real stiff.
So you just close your eyes and just. Ooh. I like loud. I do. You got to be expressive. That's where you let everybody know what's going on. Let the people on the other side of the hall know what's going on.
But the people on the side of
the relations, Color Purple relations.
It's Mr. and Celie.
Mr. and Celie, and I'm down on top of folks, but Contessa ended up winning that competition. Good for her. She looked good.
Well deserved, might I add. Well deserved.
And congratulations. She's, in her 40s. She's a doctor. She got the body. Her husband might want to watch out because, somebody else.
Right. He better get his stuff together because
allegedly they seem like they're doing good this season. They haven't been problematic.
Yeah, they seem like they're a little more intimate. It seems like they're a little more closer. You can tell like the difference from last season.
They're having more relations. That's what it seemed like.
She's screaming louder and louder. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they say she's a screamer.
She said her name ain't Celie.
She definitely not Celie. So another thing that I wanted to address was Quad. I am not liking Quad so much this season. Number one, you don't have a storyline. Number two, you're coming across as narcissistic and aggressive. I don't like, we're going back to last episode, the 13. I don't like how Dr. Jackie had to sit Toya down, but you don't sit Audra down. You don't sit Anila down. You don't sit Quad down. Because Quad was running her mouth at that table, and that would have set me off. Mm-hmm. So shout out to Toya for not taking the bait. But I felt like Quad was really provoking her, and I did not like that.
Yeah, and I was like, what was that about? That seemed like it just, I know that, they had their differences in the past. I know they had their differences in the past, but it seemed like this just came out of left field. Like, where's all the aggression coming from Quad?
But she never really liked Toya. Ever since she talked about her apartment, she never let that go. She's still mad.
Yeah, Quad needs to calm down.
I just didn't like that. I felt like she was being way too aggressive, and Toya didn't take the bait, but you was talking a lot for somebody with no storyline, none. None.
Yeah, you should have just let them tell all your business about the contract allegedly. Like, because at least you would have been interested, or kept Mason up there, because Mason was more interesting than her storyline.
They tried to make you relevant with the contractor story, but that story seemed like he came and left. Nobody's talking about that.
I think she shut it down. I think Quad, shut it down. I think she shouldn't have shut it down because maybe we would have been a little more interested.
At least you would have had a storyline. They was trying to give you one.
Right.
But,
and you wouldn't have to come for poor Toya. She got enough people coming for her.
So I guess Toya, so they get to the cabin. The cabin is nice. Everybody has an attitude. Eugenia starts cooking.
Now he the wives to the husbands. Now he the wife to all the husbands.
I want to get Eugenia like a big muumuu and maybe like a shower cap. And you could just wear that so you can be comfortable. Because
you gonna get him the bonnet that Miss Bernice was wearing? The Willie Smiley. What's that? Smiley.
You know the Bearstein Bears. You know what the mama used to wear.
But what's Miss Bernice?
That's what he needs.
Remember Ricky Smiley played that Ricky Smiley. He played that character Bernice with that bonnet. We're gonna get him one of them big bonnets.
What does Lisa Nicole have to do with anything? What's she in the mix for? I know she want to be in the mix, and at this point, I'd rather see Lisa Nicole than Anila. But what does she?
Yeah, they can bring Lisa Nicole back. If they're gonna swap somebody out, they can swap her out for Anila.
And Buffy, I think Buffy should come back. She's still talking about the show, even though she claims she hated it. She still talks about the show. She still reviews the show. I don't know. Well, I know that she talks about the show a lot.
Yeah, I think she reviews it.
I know she reviewing Potomac, so I do follow her. I like her sometimes. So we're gonna move. What else?
Yeah, I can take the lead Buffy, but I don't want Buffy to come back and start harassing Jackie about how she told about her ovaries. And bring up
her. It's Buffy's fault for letting it happen. It's also Dr. Jackie's fault because you shouldn't have said it.
Yeah, I just don't want her to come back. I want her to come back on a fresh note. If she was to come back, it would be like a fresh start. I don't want to hear about the fallopian tubes. Don't want to hear about it.
Just simply says Simone said what Anila and another castmates implying had something to do with the robbery was wrong. Yeah, I mean, how do y'all know who robbed the house? If y'all knew who robbed the house, y'all should have called the police. Y'all don't know who robbed the house. And what I look like robbing the house in the same neighborhood I live in. That don't make sense. That's not how you operate in the hood.
And then it's like I hope they would be a little smart. Even if she was going to set Anila up, at least wait a couple of months. Don't set her up 2 days after you done went after her.
But Anila and her husband did say Toya's name and Eugene's name. They did say that. So they backpedaled, afterwards and said, "Oh, we never said your name." Y'all did.
That was because Eugenia took off his muumuu and was like, "Hold up, y'all had, Eugenia had to take off his muumuu and confront him."
Lisa Nicole says Anila likes to make things up for a storyline. I forgot they had beef. You remember when Anila put all this money on, put them drinks
right at the room when they was out of town.
We would have had beef forever. So I'm not mad at Lisa Nicole. I would still have beef with her. I get it. I forgot. So the lecture that they give Toya, I felt like it was a good talk. But I felt like more than one person deserved to talk, not just Toya. I don't think y'all like Toya, so y'all just harp on Toya. But it's other people that was wrong in that situation. With Audra, you should have said Audra down. You should have said Quad down. Because Quad orchestrated that whole thing, and Anila threw you under the bus and said that Quad set it up, basically.
Yeah, like I was Anila, I'm tired of her playing the victim as well. Like,
girl, like you don't know.
Like you didn't know what time it was. Even if Quad did set it up, even if Quad was the brain and you were Pinky, like, girl, you knew what was happening. You know what I'm saying? You knew what time it was. So even if she was brave,
so don't act like you didn't want to do it. You was mad at Toya,
right?
So you was okay with it.
And you probably know about this rumor, and you probably know firsthand about the rumor because you see the way she's looking at Toya every time Toya was like, "It's all lies." She's like,
"You know it's a lie." Toya add that in there. You know it's a lie. She never said that she knew it was a lie. She never said that.
Right, because she just looked at her like.
She never said that. But also, I felt like Audra and her husband coming in champion outfits. I thought that was funny and cute.
Yeah, that was real cute.
And her finding out on camera that she's pregnant.
Right, because girl, you are swole and out of control. And you gonna mean to tell me that you didn't know that your bloatation
found out when the cameras was there, y'all just found out that
right, because you was on bloat, girl. You was on bloated, girl. You was just sitting there looking real swole in that champion sweatsuit. And you didn't know, girl?
That's why y'all wore the champion sweatsuits. But shout out to them. I think she's about to have her baby if she hasn't had it yet.
Right. And congratulations to them. I like them as a couple. I like them on the show.
Don't come on here acting like this was staged. Like that scene was staged. Oh my God, I think I'm pregnant. We've been smashing so much. Let me
like
the test.
And then rubbing the fertility. They had the African fertility doll, like it's straight from the motherland, and it worked. So like they were just doing, a commercial for the fertility doll. And girl, you knew you was pregnant 2 months ago.
Okay. Oh, she had the baby last week. Congratulations. Like you knew.
So she probably was 6 months pregnant while they was filming.
You knew you was pregnant, girl. But okay.
I knew she was pregnant.
So congratulations to her. Eugenia in the kitchen cooking and cleaning. She cooked the first day. Then she come around the next day and fix breakfast. And then you're mad because
was it Cecil or Tessa's man who has said, after a hard day's work, I just want to come to the kitchen. But Eugenia was in there cooking.
Eugenia know how to treat her man. She did.
Right, because I was like, now he's the wife to the husband's self.
But then I think he really needs to get us some counseling because he's talking about he don't want to be used. You don't want to be used. That's all. That's all that's going on here, sir. Is that you're being used? They're using you for number one. Your friends are using you for cooking. They don't really like you like that.
Right, because his food does look good.
Your wife said that she ain't getting no D. She said, did she not say at this
repeatedly? Like,
did she not say that she wants some good D? Isn't that what she said? And she ain't getting it.
Flat on her back, down with the sack. Like I said, her legs was to the moon.
I believe her legs was to the moon. And let Eugenia tell us she nasty too in the conference room and in the research lab. Y'all around these chemicals.
Right now, I think Eugene was just making up shit in his head. It was a whole lot.
Eugenia, I can't imagine you in the research lab.
Right, throwing somebody on the table, slapping the chemistry.
Who you have been over? Who did you have been over?
Not even, how they come in there. You know how you watch the movies, it's Lifetime movies, when they're in the office and they slap everything off the desk and then they throw it. Like, I just can't see.
Because in real life, we're destroying our office.
He's going to walk in real calm and just quietly move the stuff and be like, wait a minute. Let me move this over so you could get up here. Like, Eugene is over.
Quad don't like them like that. Quad is not friends with them in real life. Let's be clear. The only time that she hangs with them is when they're filming. Remember when Quad was on that show, Sister Circle? She dissed them. Soon as she got over there.
Soon as she got with Selena Johnson and them.
Soon as you was over there, you thought you was doing good. You said bump the medicine wise. You never liked them. Let's be clear. Quad never liked them, but she there for that check.
Quad she gives me career opportunities.
She's an opportunist and a narcissist, and that's why she's not cooking for them.
But who they can bring on the show, speaking of Quad, is Dr. Her ex-husband, Dr. Greg.
Yeah, bring G back, but his voice
Dr.
was
G
annoying.
and his new fiance, and she's a pretty lady as well.
And Quad is fake as hell, acting like she was so happy for them.
Congratulations.
And you offer congratulations. Like, all of that was shade. All of it was
right.
shade.
Okay, girl.
Okay, Quad. So we're going to move forward to Anila sitting at the table with the ladies while they're in Blue Ridge. And she's talking about her robbery and that she wants to take a polygraph test. I don't know why she's taking a polygraph. I guess to prove that she didn't orchestrate her own robbery. I don't know who really thought that, or if they were just saying that, but I don't think nobody would. I would hope nobody would go through all of that.
Well, Toya did kind of allude to the fact that Anila does lie. Like, she did allude, like, well,
she does lie. She does lie, though.
And so she alluded to those facts. I guess Anila, like, well, I didn't set myself up. So for anybody who thinks I set myself up, let's, go to the lie detector.
And then Quad added her 2 cents. I'll take one too. It's not even about you, Quad. It has nothing to do.
Right. Let's take one and find out, was you sleeping with that married contractor? That's the only lie detector we want to hear is Quad.
Like, Quad was getting on my nerves. I just wanted her to shut up. Like, it had nothing to do with you. I'll take one, and we need to strap Toya up too. Like this woman right here. I'm surprised Toya didn't pop her. You know how she
Toya was. I think this episode Toya was showing restraint.
She was showing restraint because she didn't want to.
She was showing a lot of restraint, and she was showing a lot of maturity and a lot of growth. And I think she was very genuine in her apology when she was apologizing to Audra. She didn't really apologize, but she just let her know where she was coming from and why she feels the way she feels. And I think that was a really good gesture.
And I don't think you should apologize if you don't feel sorry.
Yeah, because I don't think it was the reason for her to apologize, because Audra did run down on her. And
I took it too far.
Punks jump up to get beat down, So don't jump up in my face, not unless you want sun upside your head.
But Audra took it too far. So they did hash it out. Let's skip ahead to that moment. I felt like that was a genuine moment when Toya broke down and she was talking about the Mariah fight and how mortifying it was, because that was a big deal. That Mariah fight changed. It really landed them a second season, really.
Yeah.
It catapulted Married to Medicine to where it is today. Even though it was a tacky moment, it was a highlight for the season. It was a highlight for the show. And that scene still gets replayed.
Yeah, it's become an iconic moment.
It's an iconic moment,
bitch. Bitch.
It made us want to continue to watch the season, and it made us want to watch the next season because there was
it was like a gift and a curse, because I can understand where she's coming from, being like she said, she was newly married. She's married to a doctor. She's from, probably the hood. She's probably not as educated as Eugenia. So she probably, people around like, why he's with her? He's a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Why is he with her? So now that they know that you're probably from the other side of the tracks, and that, maybe you present yourself like because people do think that way. Like, you could put lipstick on a pig and it's still a pig. So they probably like, she has all this designer. She's married to a doctor, but she's still ghetto trash. But even though she felt necessary to defend herself in that moment, she probably did weigh down heavy on her, like, damn, these people are looking at me like, am I good enough for this man?
And she felt embarrassed. It was embarrassing. You fighting at a black tie event, it's bougie people in Atlanta. They're gonna talk about you like a dog when you leave, or while you there, they're gonna talk about you like a dog. So I know she was embarrassed, and we get the stereotype when we act out a character, and you have to deal with that. So I get it. So she started breaking down, crying, and when we get into a fight, we say this is the last one. We'll never get into another one. But then just so happens
things happens. It's life. Things happen.
I don't think she's a bad person. I do think that she was working on herself. I do see someone who is working on herself, but someone who has a lot more to go. She has a lot more to go, especially with maturity and financial stability and learning.
Yeah, and I think she needs to get outside her head and realize that she is good enough for him. Like you are good enough for him, and labels and stuff doesn't matter, because I think that's why she tried to overcompensate when things like, if I have the biggest house, if I have the most expensive clothes on or whatever, they can't ever say that I'm trashy or I'm trash, because I don't appear to be trash. I think she's doing a lot of that to make her feel good, make herself feel good.
She want Eugenia. I really don't. I don't think she want him like that. I think that she with the gardener, the pool boy, mailman, whoever, somebody that's frequenting the neighborhood that can go in and out real quickly. Maybe the guard.
Toya's the type of lady, she probably needs two men. She probably needs one for the financial, one for the backbreaking.
Because her and Contessa was having freaky deaky moments in the spot at the end. When we get to that, they was having freaky deaky conversations. Jackie got in it too. So Jackie,
I was like, what the men's like, what we walked in on,
So Jackie sits the girls down. She's getting them. She's trying to organize the trip, and this would get on my nerves too. Jackie too organized. If we're going to go on the trip, let us have fun first before we get to the serious stuff. Let's drink the first night. The next night, then we could probably do something like this. So I was feeling Contessa on that. She tries to get the girls to sit down because the goal is to mend friendships. The first one was Toya and Audra. Toya shared her experience. Audra was receiving of it. And I think that she decided to let it go. Both of them, acknowledged what they did and was able to say,
I hope that they both can move forward and get to know each other better.
And I think that would be cool. I think that part of it was, I think that people was in Audra's ear about Toya already.
Yeah, because she came in, on the Tales of Heavenly. So she probably, was already feeling like she had a loyalty to Heavenly. And Heavenly, is at odds with this person. So I'm going to keep my eye out. She probably wasn't so far like, she just like, I'm going to keep my eye on her. But I hope it all works out. But I was very happy with Contessa shutting it down and shutting Jackie down. Like, look, today's not the day.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't feel like arguing. Sometimes you don't even feel like arguing. You just want to have a good time. It's been a long day. I don't even have time to deal with this today. Let's drink. Be in the cabin. Why you bring me down here to fuss and fight and argue? So I agree with her on that. The next day, Dr. Jackie is planning the men's event because she don't want them to go to no strip clubs because, her husband, has the tendency to stray. So she making sure they go to something boring where it's going to be flat women out there. So he took them bowling. She made sure they went bowling. I felt like it was okay. It was a little bit filler. The guy's trip is boring.
And I think it was good. And it was a good experience for Eugenia. He got to show off his skills. He got to show off that he can do something other than cook and be a doctor, that he's a great bowler. And I was here for it. And also, Audra's husband, the way he did that bounce and skip down the lane, I've never been bowling in my life. And I always want to go ever since I watched the Flintstones. But I think it looked really interesting. It looked like the guys had fun.
Bowling is fun though. When you ever come back to Atlanta, you said you was coming. We got to go to Midtown Bowl. It's real. They have real good chicken. So, and the bowling. Yeah, the chicken is good. Like at the bowling alley, the chicken is so good. I will go back just for the chicken. It's real urban. So we'll have fun.
Mm-hmm.
So Eugenia is cooking once again, complaining about doing dishes. It just seemed like he always fussing,
I just see him in the bata and a bonnet. A bata and a bed. One of those old lady house gowns and with a little bonnet on, just walking around the house with his glasses on.
So
just complaining.
Just let them use you. So
but he's just the type that look like he walk around complaining, but then as soon as somebody be like, "All right, we'll move. Let me do it." He's like, "Oh, I got it."
That's what mom did. Complaining that don't nobody cleaning, but you offer to clean. I do it myself. No, that's Eugenia right there. So the next scene is Toya, I guess, was having a drink with Audra. They are working on being cordial, and I can appreciate it. It's baby steps. It's not gonna happen overnight. Yes, definitely. We can make it a group thing.
Yes.
Group thing. I love Midtown Bowl now. They have some real good chicken now.
Yeah, you gotta have me thinking about this chicken.
Man, I was tearing it up last time. My ball was greasy. It was slipping out of my hand. But it was.
That's all I was thinking about when you was talking about the chicken.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have my three fingers in there, but them shits is greasy.
But then again, if you go with a large group, you bowl and then you sit down for a while, eat, and then get back up and bowl again and eat and drink.
See, people don't even understand. I'm gonna have the whole drumstick in my mouth with the ball that's in there.
But I tell you, I was tearing it up. But it's a long line for it, so we're gonna have to get in there early. So Toya is sharing a drink with Audra. There's the commingling. Anila comes up with her fake behind. Starts, I didn't see a tear. Did you see a tear?
No, I thought one was coming and I was waiting for it.
Toya was crying, but
yeah, I was waiting for I thought one was coming. I was for sure one was coming, but it never landed.
She tried to squeeze it out.
Yeah, it just never quite hit. Like
she was saying, she missed the friendship with Toya, and she don't know what happened. She felt like she was set up by Quad. Basically, that's what she said, without saying it because she's scared to say it. But that's basically what she said. I felt like I was set up by Quad because I don't know what's going on. And I'm so glad Toya called this out. And she said, I'm not going to allow you to just be up here and play naive like you don't know what you did. You brought this girl to the party knowing good and well that she was going to say something about this rumor. You brought her as something in your back pocket to say, don't mess with me tonight because I got something for you. Just
right. But what Toya really wanted to say was, Anila, how dare you bring that bitch around here when you know she got the receipts of me with my legs to the moon? And that's what she really wanted to say.
And and Anila backpedaled and P-popped. She backpedaled like she didn't know what was going on. Quad set her up. Quad told
I feel as if I was set up because Quad invited her. And then she called me.
They always set you up.
And she called me and told me that she was invited, and Quad just told me to bring her. Girl, Anila, we do not believe a word you say.
She's number one. She's afraid of conflict, but she's really sneaky. She likes to be sneaky behind the scenes, but when you call her out on stuff, she don't know how to handle it.
Yeah, because like you said, that Lisa Nicole, she should have jumped up and punched her in her nose.
Oh my, that would have been a fight in the lobby till they called the police on me.
And they know, Lisa Nicole ain't about fighting.
I would have fought too. She put like $400 some on that lady card. You don't do that.
I would act like she was one of Dr. Darren's other women and went to town on her. Allegedly.
Oh yeah. So did they get them physically fighting? Cleo says, right. I don't even know about how to bowl, but I want that chicken. Yes, it's good. It's real good. And it got nachos and everything. But you'll learn it's not that hard. It's funner when you're drunker. So
I don't want to go down with the dang ball.
But don't drink till you drop. Don't drink till you drop now. But just have a couple and get buzzed.
Oh no, see, I get real serious. That's the whole thing because I'm like competitive when it comes to stuff like that. So I'm not even drinking. I'm probably eating some chicken, but I'm like, I'm looking for somebody who I could be because I get real competitive like with sports.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, and I love it when it's a larger group, so it lasts a little bit longer per game. Because I think the games cost the same no matter how many people you got. So do we switch over to the men? They're bowling, and they're sitting around talking, and it is brought up about Kieran and Anila saying that Toya and Eugenia robbed them. And he kind of shut it down and said, no, we never said that. But I kind of recall them saying that or implying that, especially in the confessional.
They did mention their names, and they did somewhat what seemed to me as like they were trying to imply that they could have had something to do with it.
And then the last thing, we're going to get into this lesbian scene. A lot of...
That was almost a orgy.
That was a softcore Showtime.
That was some Showtime, Cinemax, late night. Used to be on HBO type stuff.
Do they still show those type of movies?
Yeah, they do, because I woke up in the middle of the night and I was sleeping because I was watching a movie and I fell asleep. All I heard was, oh. I'm like, wait, hold up. Because I'm like, who's in this room with me?
Some of them had good storylines, though. Some of them.
And I look up and I'm looking at my husband like, what are you watching? Like, sir, you know, like, what? But he sleep too, but it was just rolled over like it was there. Because I was like, I know somebody ain't moaning and jerking next to me.
But Contessa got real comfortable. She got her legs spread open to the moon.
And showed a little bit.
Punch out, ready. You got one foot in Dr. Jackie hand. You got one foot in Toya hand. You was in heaven. You had two women. Your stuff was out.
That's steaming. That Gemini energy.
Your stuff was steaming. You was ready. You was ready.
She was ready. She was a loose. She had, I mean, the feet were going.
Would she like it?
But Dr. Jackie's hands look, they slim, but they look strong. She got hands like mine, because they real strong. They slim in the hand, but they strong. And because the way she was gripping that foot, it was on a grippy. I was like, damn, Dr. Jackie, I want to put my foot in your lap.
Well, she said that she admitted that she was kind of feeling the ladies. Like, are you serious? Or was you feeling them for real? Like, do you really want to have relations with some of the ladies?
At the way Contessa leg was propped up,
I think you would out. Simone would chew you out. But
you think she won't have a clitoris left?
You wouldn't have nothing left with Simone.
It was just,
okay, I'm wrong.
She just Norman. Wait. Cause see, now I'm thinking about your post you put up earlier.
The Shamar biting.
That damn Haran or something. Why are you biting? He like, I ain't.
But that's all the episodes where I thought that they were fun, cute little episodes about marriage. I feel like I wish Toya and Eugenia would come to some type of conclusion. It seemed like they're always continuing the effery every season. Next season, you're going to be moving to a different house. Address what Audra said. You didn't address it.
And she's not.
Audra said you was in the negatives. Audra said a lot of stuff, but you didn't address none of it. You got mad at her for saying it. So that kind of validates what she said.
Yeah, I think she glazed over it. And I think also, too, why that apology was like a little so sincere. And so I think she knows that Audra knows where the bodies are buried.
Yeah.
She knows where the bodies are buried. And like, girl, she can call you out at any time. So you better make nice with this girl. You know what I'm saying? If you do not want to be called out.
I think that she learned to pick her battles. And I think that, like you said, you might not want it with Audra because she's going to dig up information and embarrass you, and prove that you're in a negative. You need to be in somebody's apartments.
Yeah, and she's worried. And, Toya's the type, obviously, she's worried about her image and what people think of her. So she's definitely
negative. You just got.
But she definitely doesn't want that out on Front Street because now it's insulting her. It's like, oh, you're nothing but ghetto trash. Look at you. You had credit, you ruined it. Now you done ruined his credit. Like, what are you?
The Jones is if you get over here and get you a regular house in a regular neighborhood, y'all be all right. It don't have to be a mansion or a manor. You can find a nice house, a 5-bedroom house. It don't have to be that much. Or 4-bedroom is just for y'all.
Right. I hope she gets comfortable enough with herself and just forget it and know that she deserved that lifestyle. She deserved what she had. She deserved the doctor. She deserved her lifestyle. So she doesn't have to try to overdo it and try to show off so much. Like, because people who are comfortable and whatever, you have people that's millionaires, that's comfortable. They don't walk around with name brands on every day. They're not sitting there trying to, every day trying to keep up this image because they're comfortable with who they are. Like I said, if you're a queen, you're a queen. You're not going to just announce all the time, I'm a queen. I'm this. I'm that. You know what I'm saying?
And you don't have to talk down on nobody else's plate.
Right. Like, you don't have to put anybody else down, and you don't have to big yourself up to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Like,
do you have anything else you want to say before I do this announcement? Do you have anything to say about this episode?
No, we about covered it all. I'm excited about the announcement, so we can get to that.
Okay, so I do have an announcement for y'all. For all of you who are watching live and those who may be...
Yes, and if you're watching on the replay, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We're fun.
The Crown Jewels panel is returning tomorrow. It's going to be Princess, myself, Mace, and California Cutie. We will be reviewing Housewives of Potomac every week, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. And we're going to start, I believe, on Princess's channel and rotate.
Yes, so this will be a rotating panel.
So we're going to start, we're going to move to each person's channel. So it's going to be fun. This is how we started off. We started off, reviewing Potomac. So, and I love Potomac. I think it's, what the best Housewives show, in my opinion. The drama is real and authentic. The shade is real. Even Jezebel, all the characters played their role except for Robert. Robert needs to go. I feel like Mia, I've heard a lot of stuff about Mia. She's been cutting up a lot on social media. She has a friend coming up on the show that she's no longer friends with. So we're going to see that.
And I see they got Alka-Seltzer back down to the thing.
Who's Alka-Seltzer? Escala?
Escalade.
Escala did a scene. And that's it. Kent Ass don't really have a lot of friends on the show like that. Who's really her friend?
Yeah, but they got a lot of stuff going on with Potomac. They said Karen is creeping and cheating allegedly.
Karen is cheating. They said Giselle is accusing other people's husband of being in her DM. Ashley.
And Robinson. Her name ain't even Robin no more. It's Robinson. Robinson is out here asking for a prenuptial. A prenuptial after you done had somebody steal all my money. Want a prenuptial?
The audacity, right?
The audacity. How
because you got this Potomac money. You lost my money, but not because you got Potomac money. You want a prenup?
Right, and Juan needs to just put her order in her place and like, I don't need you because I got Michael's money, all right? Because as soon as he get rid of Ashley.
Michael is there. Michael is gonna fund everything. So
right.
Make sure y'all tune in. Tell everybody we are back in full effect tomorrow.
Right. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
And I hope to see y'all there. Mace, do you have anything else? I forgot to put this banner up. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And
nothing much. Just excited about tomorrow. Ready to get back to our panel. We always have fun.
It's been a while since we were all back doing the panel, so it's gonna be nice to see everybody, work with everybody again. But y'all be safe. We will see y'all tomorrow at 9 Eastern and 8 Central, starting on Princess's channel. And I don't know where we're going next week, but we'll let you know. So y'all be safe, and we'll see y'all next time.
Good night.